Have you ever felt like the world was screaming at you from every direction and all you wanted was to press mute? What if I told you that the most profound power you hold is not in raising your voice, but in embracing silence? Yes, silence, a force so mighty it can turn chaos into calm and confrontation into peace. Today, we're diving deep into the art of silence, exploring how this simple act isn't just about quieting the noise around us, but about unlocking a deeper strength within. Whether you're battling daily stress, navigating tough conversations, or just trying to find a moment of peace, understanding how to use silence can transform your approach to life's challenges. So if you've ever felt overwhelmed by the constant buzz of the world, stay tuned. This journey might just change the way you see silence forever. And before we dive into the secrets of silent strength, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video, and watch it all the way through without skipping. Every moment is a step closer to transforming your life with the power of silence.
Stoic wisdom present.
1. Unlock the hidden power of silence, a beginner's guide. Think of the last time someone's words made you feel angry or sad. Perhaps it was a harsh comment, an unfair judgment, or just thoughtless chatter that clung to you like a shadow. Now, envision facing that storm of words without being swept away by it, using silence as your anchor. This isn't about shutting down or simply biting your tongue. It's about discovering how silence can be a profound tool for managing your emotional landscape. Today, we're not just discussing the merits of staying quiet. We are exploring how choosing silence can serve as your secret weapon for peace and personal growth. It's about turning the volume down on the world to turn up the clarity in your mind, finding tranquility in turmoil and strength in stillness. Now, imagine you're in a bustling cafe. It's the peak hour, and the place is alive with the clamor of voices. Cups clink, laughter peals, conversations overlap in a cacophony of human interaction. There you are, amidst it all, yet apart from it, calm, focused, and utterly undisturbed by the chaos around you. Picture the empowerment in that moment, the profound peace of being an observer rather than a participant in the drama. This scenario isn't just a daydream, it's a powerful testament to what silence can achieve. Silence in this sense doesn't merely mean not speaking. It's an active choice, a strategic presence that communicates strength without a word. It creates a space for you to think, to breathe, to reflect without interruption. More than that, it disarms the negativity that might be aimed in your direction, turning potential conflicts into moments of personal empowerment. By mastering the art of silence, you are not withdrawing from the world. You are asserting control over how you engage with it, choosing when to interact and when to reflect. Let's delve deeper into how harnessing this subtle yet powerful tool can transform everyday interactions and bring a new depth to your understanding of personal power. 2. How to shut down. Gossip, the silent strategy. Now let's talk about gossip. We've all been there, caught in the swirl of rumors that seem to tug at our attention and demand a reaction. It's almost instinctive to want to defend yourself or others when whispers start flying around, right? But here's a thought. What if choosing silence could actually strip gossip of its power? By not reacting, you're not feeding the rumor mill. You're not giving those whispers the fuel they crave to grow and spread. It's about not letting the actions of others dictate your response. Picture this. You're at a lively party, the room buzzing with energy and snippets of conversations. Suddenly, you catch a trail of whispers about you. The old you might jump in to set the record straight, but let's reimagine that scene. You pause, you give a calm smile, and then you confidently move on to enjoy the rest of your evening. What you've just demonstrated is immense. You've shown that gossip doesn't sway your mood or control your actions. This approach isn't about passivity, it's about choosing peace over drama, demonstrating your strength not by engaging in the noise, but by rising above it. This method does more than just help maintain your composure, it changes the dynamics around you. When people see that gossip doesn't affect you, it often loses its appeal. Why? Because gossip thrives on reaction. It needs an audience that reacts visibly and emotionally. Denying it that reaction starves it of its power and influence. You transform from being a subject of the rumor into a master of your own peace. Each time you choose this path, you reinforce your position. You are someone who values substance over scandal, peace over perturbation. This isn't just about ignoring negative talk. It's about empowering yourself to lead your social interactions with poise and dignity. 3. Mastering insults, the art of silent comebacks. Facing insults can indeed be tough. When someone hurls a sharp comment your way, it's natural to feel that quick surge of adrenaline, your heart racing as you gear up to retaliate. But let's hit pause on that instinct for a moment. What if you responded with silence instead? Think about it. Often, the insults we receive say more about the other person's state of mind and emotional balance than they do about us. Responding with silence isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about choosing how you express them in a way that maintains your dignity, rather than handing it over to someone looking to unsettle you. Imagine this common workplace scenario. Someone throws a rude comment your way, maybe in the heat of a stressful project or during a tense meeting. The room might go quiet, waiting for your comeback, anticipating drama. But here's where you flip the script. Instead of snapping back or showing your agitation, you simply nod, maybe even acknowledge the comment with a calm, "I hear you," and then continue with your day. What you've just done is powerful. You keep your dignity. Everyone in the room sees that you're not easily shaken, that you're someone who chooses battles wisely and doesn't get dragged into petty conflicts. This approach does something remarkable. It shifts the power dynamic. By not engaging in the insult, you haven't just protected your peace, you've highlighted the aggressor's lack of professionalism and control. You transform the potential personal slight into an exhibition of your resilience and composure. Over time, this way of handling conflict can change how people perceive and interact with you. They learn that trying to provoke you is ineffective. Moreover, this strategy can inspire others around you to adopt a similar demeanor of calmness in the face of unwarranted criticism, creating a more respectful and composed environment for everyone. This isn't just about staying quiet. It's about actively choosing a response that aligns with who you are and the professional image you want to project. 4. Calm the rage, silent strategies to manage anger. Anger really is like a wildfire, intense, consuming, and if left unchecked, it can ravage everything in its wake, from relationships to reputations. But what if I told you that a simple pause, a brief moment of silence before you respond, could serve as a containment line? Think about it. This pause isn't a sign of surrender, but a strategic break that lets you gather your thoughts and emotions. It's about taking a moment to reflect on the impact of your next words, which can fundamentally change the trajectory of a heated confrontation. Now, consider a typical scenario where tempers flare, maybe during a charged meeting or in a discussion that hits a personal nerve. In the heat of such moments, a pause can serve as a powerful tool. It gives you space to cool down, to assess the situation with a clearer mind, and to choose a response that aims for resolution rather than escalation. This isn't just about biting your tongue. It's about consciously deciding how you want to handle the situation. Do you want to add fuel to the fire, or are you looking to find a way forward? By introducing this pause, you transform potential conflict into an opportunity for understanding. It allows everyone involved a chance to step back, reflect, and approach the discussion from a more rational place. Moreover, this approach can set a tone of respect and thoughtfulness that others are likely to mirror. Over time, embedding this practice into your interactions can lead to more constructive exchanges and fewer fiery outbursts. It's about mastering your emotions rather than letting them master you, turning moments of anger into pathways for personal growth and better communication. Remember, the goal isn't to suppress your feelings, but to express them in ways that lead to positive outcomes, fostering an environment where dialogue and understanding thrive over conflict and division. 5. How to stay strong when criticized unfairly. Unfair criticism is one of those bitter pills that everyone at some point has to swallow. It stings, especially when the comments are undeserved and undermine your efforts or character. It's only natural to want to immediately jump to your defense. However, let's consider a different approach inspired by Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that teaches us the art of emotional resilience. Stoicism reminds us to separate our self-worth from others' judgments, suggesting that our reaction to criticism can either disturb our peace or preserve it. What if, in these challenging moments, silence could be your sanctuary? Imagine this. The next time you're unfairly criticized, whether it's at work, among friends, or even online, picture yourself surrounded by an invisible shield. This isn't just any shield. It's impenetrable and reflects negativity. When those unjust words and harsh criticisms hit, they simply bounce off. They can't touch you. They don't define you. You know your worth, your capabilities, your intent, and that internal certainty acts as your armor against the baseless judgments of others. By choosing not to respond verbally to unfair criticism, you're not showing weakness or admission of guilt. Rather, you're demonstrating a profound strength. This silence allows you to maintain your dignity and keeps your peace intact. It sends a clear message that you are in control of your reactions and that you value your peace of mind above the fray of misguided opinions. Moreover, this approach doesn't just shield you emotionally. It often shifts how others perceive and engage with you. When people see that their words don't affect you, their respect for you can increase, and often their behavior adjusts in future interactions. So the next time you face criticism that feels unfair or misplaced, remember the power of your silent shield. Let it remind you that true self-esteem comes not from external validation, but from an internal affirmation of your own worth. This isn't about ignoring feedback altogether. Constructive criticism can be incredibly valuable, but about knowing how to discern what's helpful and what's merely hurtful noise. This way, you keep your emotional environment healthy and focused on growth, all while staying true to yourself in the face of adversity. 6. Finding strength in silence, coping with loss gracefully. Loss is an inescapable part of life, yet it's never easy to face. Whether it's the loss of a loved one, the end of a relationship, or a missed opportunity, each type of loss carves a distinct void within us. This emptiness can feel overwhelming, like staring into a profound abyss. However, Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that teaches the value of inner resilience, offers a powerful way to face this void. It encourages us to look into it with courage and to find meaning and strength in what remains, rather than being consumed by what we've lost. Imagine a tree in the heart of winter. Stripped of its leaves, it stands bare against the biting cold, seemingly frail and vulnerable. Yet, this period of loss is crucial for the tree's renewal and growth. It's a time for the tree to conserve energy and prepare for the resurgence of spring. Similarly, we can use periods of loss in our lives as times to regroup and grow stronger. Instead of dwelling on what has been stripped away, we can focus on what we still possess: our skills, our memories, our relationships, and the possibilities that lie ahead. This Stoic approach to handling loss is not about denying the pain or the grief that comes with it. Rather, it's about embracing these feelings as part of the human experience and using them to forge a path forward. By acknowledging and accepting the loss, we allow ourselves to process our emotions healthily and productively. We can then start to see the spaces left behind not just as empty gaps, but as open areas filled with potential for growth and new experiences. Moreover, this mindset encourages us to reflect on our resilience and resourcefulness, which often become most apparent in times of loss. Just as the tree's roots grow deeper and stronger in the winter, so too can our inner strengths become more pronounced in the face of adversity. This perspective doesn't minimize the pain of loss, but offers a way to navigate through it with dignity and purpose, ensuring that when spring comes, we are ready to bloom once more, perhaps in ways we never anticipated. 7. Silent rebellion: how to stand up to injustice without a word. Facing injustice, whether it unfolds in our personal lives or plays out on the societal stage, can provoke a powerful surge of emotions. Feelings of anger, frustration, and helplessness are common responses when we're confronted with unfair treatment or witness systemic inequality. In these moments, the teachings of Stoicism can be particularly enlightening. This ancient philosophy encourages us to focus not on the emotions themselves, but on our responses to these emotions, emphasizing intentional actions over impulsive reactions. When dealing with injustice, it's easy to be overwhelmed by the urge to react immediately. However, Stoicism advises us to take a step back and assess which actions are within our control. This isn't about passivity or acceptance of the status quo. Rather, it's about channeling our energies into deliberate, thoughtful actions that can truly make a difference. Whether it's standing up against unfair treatment at work, engaging in community activism, or simply educating ourselves and others about the issues at hand, the key is to act with purpose and consideration. By adopting this approach, we can transform our initial reactions into powerful catalysts for change. It's about harnessing the energy of our emotions to fuel constructive efforts rather than letting them dissipate in fruitless outrage. This methodical approach to confronting injustice allows us to make more meaningful impacts in our efforts to advocate for equity and fairness. Instead of being swept away by the tide of our feelings, we become architects of our actions, building step by step toward a fairer world. Moreover, this Stoic perspective helps maintain our mental and emotional stamina in the long battle against injustice. By focusing on what we can control, we avoid burnout and remain engaged and effective over time. This not only makes our efforts more sustainable, but also inspires others to join in the cause, potentially leading to broader societal changes. Thus, in the face of injustice, Stoicism doesn't ask us to suppress our feelings, but rather to channel them into sustained, effective activism that can lead to real and lasting change. 8. Overcoming ignorance with silence: a Stoic's guide. Navigating the murky waters of ignorance can be frustrating, especially when it stems from a place of stubbornness or a lack of awareness. It's easy to react with annoyance or even anger when confronted with views or statements that seem uninformed or misguided. However, embracing a moment of silence instead of immediately reacting can transform these encounters into opportunities for teaching and learning for both parties involved. Consider the power of listening first. By giving someone your full attention, you gain insight into the origins of their beliefs and perspectives. Understanding why people think the way they do can be incredibly enlightening. It can reveal underlying fears, misconceptions, or simply a lack of exposure to different viewpoints. This deeper understanding is crucial, not just for addressing the specifics of their ignorance, but for building a bridge to more informed discussions. Sometimes the best response isn't to counter ignorance with immediate correction, which can lead to defensiveness and shut down open communication. Instead, posing a thoughtful question or maintaining a composed silence can encourage reflection and reconsideration. Questions can nudge people to think about the basis of their statements, potentially leading them to question their own assumptions. Silence, on the other hand, can give them a moment to hear their own words echoed back, without the distraction of a contentious rebuttal, allowing them to ponder the implications of what they've said. This approach doesn't just apply to casual conversations. It's equally valuable in more formal or professional settings where stakes may be higher. By fostering an environment where thoughtful questioning and patient listening are norms, you can help cultivate a culture of learning and curiosity that naturally combats ignorance. This method turns potential conflicts into teachable moments, where ignorance can be met with understanding and patience rather than frustration and division. Such interactions not only promote personal growth, but can also lead to broader cultural shifts towards more enlightened, informed communities. 9. The power of silence in a world of boasts. Why less is more. Boasting, especially when it's driven by a deep-seated need for validation, can be particularly grating. Whether in social settings, professional environments, or even among friends, it often places everyone in an uncomfortable position. However, choosing not to engage with boastful behavior by maintaining silence can be a powerful response. It demonstrates a sense of confidence and self-assurance that speaks volumes, showcasing a strong sense of self-worth that isn't swayed by the competitive or showy impulses of others. Consider the impact of silence in these situations. When someone is boastfully listing their achievements or exaggerating their importance, reacting with words can sometimes validate their behavior, giving them the attention they crave. On the other hand, responding with silence, a calm, measured, and composed demeanor, can convey a powerful message. It shows that you are secure in who you are and what you have accomplished, without the need to broadcast it. This kind of response can also act as a subtle, yet effective mirror, reflecting back to the boaster how their need for external approval might be perceived by others. Your silence in the face of boasts can teach more about self-worth than any rebuttal could. It's an affirmation that your validation comes from within, not from competing in a never-ending game of one-upmanship. This approach doesn't just preserve your peace of mind, it can also shift the dynamics of your interactions. People may begin to understand that their self-aggrandizing stories will not impress you or win your admiration. Rather, genuine qualities like humility and authenticity will. Moreover, this strategy of silent response can ripple out to influence others. It sets a precedent for how you prefer to engage, promoting a more genuine and less competitive environment. Over time, this can encourage others to reflect on their own behaviors and perhaps reconsider the ways they seek validation from their peers. By embodying this principle, you not only protect your own sense of peace, but also contribute to cultivating a culture where self-worth is measured by personal integrity and genuine interactions rather than superficial achievements and accolades. Throughout today's discussion, we've seen how embracing silence can transform challenges into opportunities for growth and peace. It's about choosing your battles and knowing that sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. Thanks for joining me today. If this video helped you, hit that like button, subscribe for more insights, and share this with anyone who might benefit. Stay strong, stay silent, and stay tuned.